Robin, you're obviously an expert sailor in every way. Do you think we're good leisure sailors in this country?
I think on balance we are. I mean, there's good and bad out there. I mean, if you're out on a Saturday listening to the VHF, you get the person on the ground where, don't know, you say, oh no, it's so embarrassing. But I think people do try and make an effort to learn more about sailing. And after all, the essence of good seamanship is safety. Our safety record is pretty good in sailing as a sport, and fewer people drown in sailing accidents than drown in riding accidents in this country. But we don't want to talk too much about that because the bureaucrats will make every rider wear a life jacket.
I presume you're not a man for legislation, and being sponsored by Old Pompney, I'm kind of dreading asking you this question, but the old alcohol legislation that might come in?
It's just not necessary. I mean, this is nonsense. Why suddenly do we need this legislation? I mean, how many cases have there been of people being found drunk in charge of a boat that's caused a prosecution? I think it's one in the last 7 years. So on the basis of this sudden huge outbreak of drunken driving in boats, 1 in 7 years, we're going to have all this nonsense coming in. Why? Is it just to keep the unemployment rate down and create more government jobs? Because I can't see any other reason for it. It's not necessary. Do we as yachtsmen approve of someone who gets drunk and handles boats? No, we darn well don't. And, you know, we're usually not backward in telling people either. If we think they're being stupid, they get told. So why do we need this? What's it for? What's the purpose? I mean, no one seems to know what we're doing with it. But I think it's pretty stupid, frankly. I don't think it's necessary. And if we don't need it, why have it?
Now, you and I, some time ago, appeared on a stage for a farewell evening for the tall ships, the wonderful tall ships for what was the Sail Training Association and now is the Tall Ships Trust. Do you think that we, in this country, use the sea to its fullest capacity yet? We do have a lot of charities who work on the sea, but do you think there's more we could get out of it?
An awful lot more. And part of the problem is political. When I was president of the STA, I mean, there were certain towns and cities that would not send us young people. They said, well, it's yachting, it's elitist. He said, do you know what we're doing? No. There is this attitude, sadly, this politics of envy. It all comes down to that, which is probably one of the most crippling things in this country, I think. People can't stand back and say, someone's made $1 million, well done. But they'll suck up to a millionaire. It's terribly contradictory. I mean, you see Branson, everyone's suck up to Branson. They don't realise that actually he took huge risks to make himself a millionaire. And they'd have looked down on him when he was actually starting off because, well, he's got money. Yeah, but he took the risk to get it. They sort of resent people who've done that or are working hard to make money. Why should they have it? Well, good reason maybe, because they create jobs for people like you. Is a very good reason why they should have it. They invest it and they pay their taxes. And that keeps your taxes down, so think about it that way. But no, we don't. We don't use the sea at all. We used to be a maritime nation. Frankly, it's very hard to see us as one now. One of my biggest frustrations with the STA is you take a youngster from a deprived background and you put him on this ship for 2 weeks and you could see a noticeable change. You could see them grow in self-confidence, grow in self-belief. You know, they've probably been told they're no good. Maybe they're the third generation that's been out of work and at school they've not succeeded because no one's told them, you know, look, we expect this from you. Just said, well, you know, we don't stand a chance where we are. Shoved him on that ship and you turned him round. You made him feel, hey, wait a minute, I could do something with my life. And you say, rest, but we stop when they walk off the ship. I went to the Home Office and said, will you pick them up? Because otherwise you're going to be paying for them to be in prison.
Very true.
Couldn't get any cooperation whatsoever, just weren't interested. And it just frustrated me. And surely prevention's better than cure.